What if I told you two words tonight could flip the NFC North power balance before Halloween? What if those two words didn't belong to Detroit, didn't come from Allen Park, but still forced us to tighten our chin straps and change the way we practice 3rd and 2? And what if I told you the move every offensive lineman hates real, mean muddy trench football might be coming from the city down on 94? You feel that buzz in your ribs, right? The kind that says somebody somewhere just texted somebody important? And now position coaches are reprinting scouting cards while trainers move a little quicker between stations. This isn't panic. This is urgency. And it's coming from a place that wears navy and orange. Here's my promise before we go any further. I'm not going to dangle a headline and waste your time. I'm going to lay out why this rumor matters, what it would do to our run game, how it changes pass protection, and what counters Ben Johnson can pull if the chessboard shifts. Timeline, fit, cap math in plain English, then we'll separate smoke from fire and tell you what's real and what's just loud. Welcome back to Lions. News Fan Report. The spot for fans who like their updates fast, honest, and a little gritty. If you live on film cut-ups, if you love when a guard and center land a perfect combo block, hit subscribe and tap that bell. We talk ball like it actually happens on the grass, in the cold, when the game turns heavy. Let's set the scene. Our offense is built on body blows, duo, inside zone, pin pull, then play action when safeties cheat. It works because our interior wins the first half inch and keeps Jared clean. Now picture a 300-plus wrecking ball living in the A-gap and treating doubles like speed bumps. If that guy shows up in Chicago, why would Chicago chase a monster inside? Simple. Their defense needs a spine. They've got an edge starter when outside. But when your interior doesn't dent the line of scrimmage, offenses stay on schedule, and life gets easy. A true anchor who can also penetrate turns, 2nd and 4 into 2nd and 8, and makes coordinators call plays they hate. That's how you steal possessions without even taking the ball away. And let's talk style. The player we're dancing around is the prototype of violent hands and a bull rush that K's pockets. Double him, and he splits it. Leave him solo, and your guard skates. He's not just a run plug. He knifes through screens, ruins traps, and turns cute into costly. With a long edge outside, those stunts feel cool on Sunday. So what happens to the Lions if the North adds that kind of gravity? Inside runs become tests of discipline. Combos tighter, hips together, eyes right. Jared's launch point moves more half rolls, more quick game, more RPO tags. Red zone changes. Windows shrink when the pocket bows. Not fear. Just truth about life versus elite interior power. All right, enough throat clearing. You came for clarity. You want to know what's being said by whom and how loud it is. You want to know if this is one of those messages you ignore or the kind you print out and pin on the board because it alters how you script Wednesday. Here it is. And this is the part everyone's passing around, the headline making rounds right. Now is that the Bears have confirmed a move for Jeffrey Simmons. That's the sentence, that's the splash, that's the thing ricocheting off group chats. Big name, big money, big impact defensive tackle. Dropped right into our division, right into our lap. Now let's breathe and translate that headline into football reality. Is there official ink from the team site? A press release with numbers and headshots? As of this moment, no. What there is? Serious smoke, louder than usual chatter, and enough dots for people to draw a line. That's why we're here, because whether it's finalized today or not at all, the idea of Simmons and Navy and Orange forces Detroit to think ahead. We can respect the rumor without crowning it truth. If it did happen, if Chicago actually landed Simmons, the picture is pretty clear. On base downs, he lives in your A or B gap, spilling runs back into pursuit and making backs hesitate. On passing downs, he walks your guard into your quarterback's lap. That compresses the pocket from the inside out, which is the one thing every QB hates. You can chip edges. You can't chip a man who's swallowing your center dot, so how do the Lions fight that storm? With answers, not panic. You hit him with quick game early, so he has to rush, then trap him when he starts flying upfield. You run duo at him with real displacement, then pop the play-action glance behind the vacated backer. You change tempo so he doesn't get his breath. You make him block recognized wham blocks from tight ends and fullbacks. And the biggest thing, you trust Frank Ragnow and our interior to win grown man reps. That's why you build inside out. So days like that feel like work, not fear. There's another lever, motion and misdirection. Make the edges widen, then slice back. Run pin pull with St. Brown cracking down the steal angle, then slip Laporta behind the linebackers when they step downhill. Football is a test of rules. A great interior lineman shrinks your space. You respond by changing the math move to launch, move the picture, keep your QB clean. From Chicago's side, there are risks hiding under the fireworks. Costing picks or money? Sure, but also fit. If your linebackers don't trigger fast, you waste a disruption. If your edge doesn't keep contained, the quarterback escapes where the guard used to be. And if you start living in five-man fronts just to feed the new star, you can thin out coverage and give up explosives. Superstars are multipliers only if the ecosystem makes sense. Zoom out to culture. Moves like this are messages. To a locker room, they say, "We're not waiting." To a division, they say, "We're coming." To Detroit, they say, "Bring it." I like that. Iron sharpens iron. If the North adds another anvil, let's swing the hammer we've been building for 3 years. Tough line play, a quarterback who gets the ball out, and a coordinator who's a step ahead on second down. And I'm going to be real with you. Even if this confirmed headline turns out to be smoke, the exercise isn't wasted. Good teams war game rumors. You practice your silent count this week. You rep the trap. You coach the back to press the double and cut off the nose of the defender. Because eventually, you will see a monster inside, maybe in Chicago, maybe in January against somebody else, and you want to be boringly ready. One more layer is the cadence game. Road environments get loud, and a dominant interior thrives when your snap count becomes predictable. Mix it clap, leg, silent, quick so their get-off isn't cinched to our rhythm. Sprinkle in hard counts at midfield and steal a free 5 when the big man is frothing at the mouth. That's hidden yardage we cash later in the red zone dot screen discipline will matter too. Not the lazy, floaty stuff reel screens with timing. Let him in, invite his rush, then slam the door with a well-timed release from the guard and a convoy of bigs out front. Gibbs and Monty are different backs, which is the point. One punishes angles, the other punishes tacklers. Make a defense tackle types, not just jerseys. Don't forget boot and counter boot. If he's blowing up the middle, change the picture and threaten the edges. Drift launch points, backside leaks to Laporta, deep over to St. Brown when the linebackers step up 2 reckless yards. It's not trickery. It's sequencing. You force the defense to play honest, then you take what their honesty gives you. Last piece, November weather. Mud, wind, breath that hangs in the air. Interior stars still matter, but so do pad level, cleat choice, and hand warmth for your center. Cold football turns tiny details into big edges. We've been training for that for years. This is Detroit. We don't flinch at the elements. We use them. Let's make it interactive. If Simmons really walked through Hollis Hall tomorrow, what would be your first 3 calls on our opening script? Do you start with quick outs to get Jared in rhythm? Do you pound duo just to set a tone? Do you screen him twice and make him chase? Drop your plan in the comments. I want the smart stuff, the blue-collar stuff, the I've watched our guards for 10 years stuff. My personal take. If the Bears truly pull this off, it's a swing I respect. It fits their need for a spine, and if Nick makes the North nastier. But until there's ink in a jersey photo, it's speculation, not gospel. Plan for it, practice for it, don't panic over it. Detroit football is built for trench fights, and that doesn't change because of one headline confirmed or not.